Before you guys take off, do you think I could get a score prediction week 1 from you? I see the Jets coming out and breaking the will of the Panthers up front. Our lines are going to kill their lines. Therefore, we're going to score 31 points. They're going to score 17. 1 touchdown from Sam Darnold. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry. Best thing we ever did, getting rid of that Sam Darnold guy. Now, nice guy. I like him. I think he's a nice guy. Got a pretty girlfriend. All those things. I'm just telling you, Sam Darnold can't do nothing. We seen it. Nothing. 31-17 Jets.
I hate to say it. I do. I hate to say it. But I can't see the Jets stopping their offense with all those guys they have. I'm going to flip what Homer said, 31-17 Panthers. I'm sorry.
Back in the days when Homer thought he could have a chance to be happy again. I gotta get in with that guy again. I don't see how he's thinking, because boy, oh boy, has it been rough. So what's up, everybody? GreenBean here. Welcome to the Thursday thick of it. We got the Packers and the Kyler Murray-led Cardinals on the TV tonight. We got Watu K99 and Jeremy Cravat in the background hanging out tonight. I want to say hello to you guys. Who was first tonight? I think it was, outside of Watu K, of course. He and I were in here early. John Salty Nuts Nalty made it first. Congratulations, my friend. You are the front row. We have, Jets Forever's here. What's up? Joe Swert, Sneakers to Boots. Therapy session coming right up, I hope, man. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how we feel at the end of this one. John Amarello's here. Good to see you, John. Curly Norman's here. Utah Bullets. What's up with you? Look, he says, what's up? So what's up with you, Utah? It's good to have Utah Bullet in here tonight, I think. Wayne's here. Wayne136. That's it, Corey. That's my first thought. Well, my first thought, Wayne, was here it goes. And now the guys start protecting their careers and they start pretending they're injured and shit. I got a toe thing. What is it? It hurts. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I know, but it hurts. What do you want from me? But the second thought was, maybe we'll actually see Mims. Wouldn't that be nice? I'd rather see Mims than Corey Davis every day of the week. Not that I don't like Corey Davis. I do. But I'm Mims. I'm on team Mims. No Pain, No Gain is here. Saw him kicking around the full-time coaster tour YouTube page today. We were hanging out a little bit, chit-chatting. Yeah, Homer. I don't know where he is, Watu. I don't know where Homer's been. He keeps dodging my calls, man. Homer doesn't answer my calls anymore. So again, Joseph Schwerdt, Jeremy Cravat, Robbie Oak is here. Jets Mess. What's up, buddy? Jack Oliveri. These are the top dogs, man. All the guys are here. Frankie from Flatbush. Mike is here. Good to see you, my friend. Motivated T. Yeah, man. So we're going to get this started, you know. We're going to talk about, look, I was just talking to Watu K before the stream started, and we were, he said to me, dude, I don't know how much I can handle of talking about this New England game anymore. I said, no, you're not allowed. It's Thursday. Right? I said, I've been talking on message boards, on the internet with Jets fans since I think it's 1998 or so. I think it was right before 1998. Yeah, it's exactly when it was. It was the beginning of 1998. I was all excited, and I found the Jets message board world. I've been talking to Jets online since 1998, and obviously even before that, I have my Jets fans, and I read the papers on it. The cycle that I've observed is that Monday after a loss is terrible, right? Tuesday, it's still terrible, but some people start going, well, hey, man, what do you expect? This and that. That's what starts to happen on Tuesday. Wednesday, we get the last little drips and drabs out. And Thursday is the abusive side of the cycle where we think our abuser loves us again. He said he was sorry on Wednesday. He beat us up all weekend. On Wednesday, he said he was sorry. And now it's Thursday. It's time to believe. It's time to look at all this stuff and say, well, you know what I think? I think this is actually good news. That's what Thursday is. You know what I mean? So that's where we are. We're not allowed to complain anymore on Thursday. A little bit. Only if it's complaining in a constructive content and context. You know what I mean? That's what we got to do. So let's get into this. What do you guys want to talk about? What's first on the docket? I see some Mims stuff. So Christopher Merkovich comes in. What's up, Chris? He says, all mantra, no game plan. You know what's funny is that I actually, usually when comments like that are made, Chris, like when people just jump to something like that, usually I have some sort of response like, well, actually, man, you're not looking at it the right way. I do all this stuff. But I'm going to tell you something right now. I agree with you. I have not given up. I have not given up. I am not saying this guy has been in the NFL a long time. He's universally respected by players, coaches, peers, owners. Like everybody loves this guy for a reason. But he's never been a head coach before, and he's been around head coaches, Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, other guys, whatever. So he's trying to figure out who he is. Here I go with the constructive answer. But I think, honest to God, I think he's more he was more focused on how to present himself than what with how to really establish the substance. And I think he's getting his ass kicked right now. I know he is. And I wouldn't be so sure that he's not kind of spinning. You know what I mean? I think he's spinning a little bit. So that's it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. I think all mantra, no game plan. And we know Eb Stryku came in here. I hope he comes back tonight. He told us he has some inside access to the Saleh camp. And he said there's a lot more to this. He's a great man. And I don't doubt any of those things. So let's just give him a chance. So Salty Magoo says, Mims and Yeboah, I'd be shocked. I would too. Now, let's talk about like this kind of it'll attach nicely to what we were just saying about Saleh. I really do think that these are the type of men, particularly Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh. They're the type of men that will stay in the fire with you. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be loyal. They're not going to react like a Jerry Glanville. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here like that. He's not going to do that. Jerry Glanville, what a pull. I haven't thought of that guy. I can't even tell you the last time that guy popped into the forefront of my mind. But there are coaches that are reactionary, emotional based, and then there are guys that are like loyal. Joe Douglas is loyal to a fault, to the guys that in his mind have earned that. Like, so guys like Blake Cashman, in my opinion, Greg Van Roten, even Brian Winters to a lesser degree. The kicker situation, he would like give these guys a long time when we were all like, come on, get another kicker. So I think that's one of the things where Joe Douglas, it's a positive. You want a guy who's loyal and sticks by people, but it can be to a fault. You ever heard that term? He's loyal to a fault. So loyal to the degree that it'll be a negative. And I think that's at times what I'm seeing. That's how I'm understanding it. And I think Saleh is the same way. Like for me, I would have bounced. Look, I think after this game, let me say that, like we get the first 4 games or whatever, 5 games, we go into the bye, we come out and Greg Van Roten gets toasted. Like Greg Van Roten's benched for me. Dude, you got to think about things, kid. But for some reason, and I don't care, people say we don't have anybody behind him. Yes, we do, man. We got Dan Feeney behind him. He's been an NFL pro, albeit not very good. He was a starter on the San Diego Chargers, okay? And he played center too. So put him at center and put McGovern at guard. Double it. Change 2 positions. Or take Isaiah Williams, take Ross Pierschbacher or any of these guys and put him in there. It doesn't matter. It can't be worse than this. Or get him some help with the fullback. So things like that. But I think what we're seeing is a lot of like staying the course. Like he's not going to, pull the plug on LaFleur because he's not going to pull the rug out from under him at 7 weeks into the season. He's just not going to do it. So I don't know. You know what I mean? AOL Messenger. I don't know what that means. Am I not coming through today? Am I not good? I should be good. I got awesome service. So that's what I think. So Jets Forever talks about Jamar Chase. He says Jamar Chase will have under 50 yards. I'd like to know why you think that. Now, is it because Bryce Hall is gonna do a good job on him? Like we're just gonna stick Bryce Hall on him and do that? I don't think we're gonna stick Bryce Hall on him. I think we're gonna do this loose zone bullshit where they get 5 to 10 yards of space and they can work within that. And thank you. So I don't know. I mean, I'd like to just see, man, just do it. Put Bryce Hall. Let's look. The season's spinning out of control. Let's just check our guys, see what we got. Put Bryce Hall on him for half the game. Put Eccles on him. Get fucking Isaiah Dunn in there. Say, hey, cover Chase for the next quarter. You know what I mean? Joseph Schwert. He says, I have an extra ticket. Nobody wants to go. Yeah, dude. I remember those days. Joseph, years ago during the Kotite years, this is a true story. During the Kotite years, I had a group of Jets fan friends that we were going. Well, before I had my season tickets, it might have been the end of Coslet or some shit like that. Every Sunday morning, we would call each other. There was Joe the cop and some other guys, and we would call each other and go, "Hey, did you get the tickets? Or who got the tickets this weekend?" And somebody would go, "Oh, they were in my mailbox this week. 4 tickets." Every week, we would wake up on Sunday and go check our mailboxes, and there'd be tickets in there from people who didn't want to go. I shit you not. That was at least 2 years we did that, almost every game, especially in the later half of the season when it was cold and we're, one win, that kind of stuff. So, look, what do you guys think? Do you guys think, let's say Bryce Hall is on Jamar Chase. How do you think he's going to do? Jamar Chase is having one of those awesome seasons, but it's kind of taking people by surprise. You know what I mean? I don't know. I love them coming out. Don't get me wrong. I think this is appropriate for him, but at the same time, he's not like, I don't see him as a Randy Moss kind of dominance. I see him as very, very good. So what do you think that Bryce Hall can do with him? You think Bryce Hall can handle Jamar Chase at least to a solid degree? Oh, look, Joe Conti, Joe the comic. That's so funny. Maybe we can get a win by being a trap game. I'll take it. Any way to get the team and coaches confident. I agree. Let's be the trap team. Let's do it to them like they did it to us in 2019. Remember that? They had the worst run defense around the outsides in the entire NFL. They couldn't stop anyone's rushing attack. So what does Gase do? Gase goes in there, runs Bell 3 times. Was he 3 or 5 times? And every one of them was that the one guy that was strong, was it Geno Atkins or whatever, ran up into the A gap where he was. And then the rest of the game was passing. He decided, I'm not going to do the thing that they lose with. I'm going to try to do something else. We always have that guy. It's crazy. So Joe the comic, it's funny. When I just talked about Joe the cop, and we were I was talking about Anthony Gisto and Ronnie Trezuzzi and all those guys. I was thinking, my brain, I said, was Joe Conti with us? But you weren't. You weren't with me those years. You went a couple times with me. So how do you guys think? And then Revolution. Revolution 86. I see your question. I want to get to that. See, all right. So Anders has a good. I'll get to your thing in a minute, Revolution. So Anders says Hall on the second best wide receiver, man to man, zone on everyone else. So you mean you're not saying to put him on Chase? You're saying is T. Higgins playing? I don't even know their injury report or anything. I haven't kept up with the Bengals. I'll be real honest. So I gotta get on that actually. I didn't want to. You know what I mean? Like it's when we suck like this, it's one thing to lose. When we suck like this, it saps my desire to dig in. I don't. It's like I can't find the motivation to get in there and learn about the next game. Like what the hell? What's the difference? So what do you guys think? You think he's going to be able to do it, Bryce Hall? Let's see what you guys are thinking. Higgins is playing. So you're saying put Hall on Higgins and then like kind of double cover Chase and all that stuff. Maybe a little Eccles, Marcus May help, that sort of thing. Yeah, Frankie's got it. He said, I have a brilliant game plan for the Bengals. Screens all day. Yeah. Look, Joe the comic says, back in those days, we used to scalp tickets for $10. Yeah. It's hilarious. It was real. That was real. It's those times again. Except now, even when you try to give them away, it means they have, if you don't have a parking pass with them or something, they're like, nope, I'm not doing that. Bus says, I know that he's a rookie, but Chase is the closest thing to Jerry Rice I've seen in the last 15 years. Should be interesting game plan. Go Jets. This is the thing. Like when we talk about, giving players time that like they're not busts after one season. The same thing applies when they're not great after one season too. There are plenty of guys that came in and had great rookie seasons, or at least very, very good, and disappear or have difficulties before their next year. I'm with you. He looks great. He really does. But Jerry Rice is really great. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I hear you, Bus. I hear you. Chase needs to be double teamed. Only Revis could guard him one-on-one. Okay, so that's what Frankie thinks. He thinks no way do you put Hall on that mountain of failure all by himself. I hear you. Robbie Oak says, I hope Hall doesn't get destroyed. I know, me too. I want to see. Bad. So Chris Evans is not expected to play. Their running back. Y2K checks in and says, Chris Evans, their running back, he's a major part of their passing game, is not going to play. It looks like it. So that's helpful. It doesn't matter, right? I mean, whoever their running back is, all they got to do is flare him out. We literally can't cover it. It's unbelievable. And when you don't have CJ Mosley in there, what a shame, dude. Like, look, we don't have CJ Mosley and we have this rookie who we know is going to be a rookie, but he's uber talented and fast, good tackler. And we lose him for the season. So now Nasruddin Sherwood of this draft class. We got Becton, Zuniga, Pirine, Man. Davis is back, but even him, it's like everybody. I don't know what. We had 2 Achilles injuries this year, man. We lost 2 dudes for the year with Achilles tendon tears. It's crazy. So I don't know, but also he said Nolte thinks Hall will be outmatched. Seriously. It's funny, Joe. Joseph Schwartz says, I had 2 tickets on my dashboard. Someone broke my window and left 4 more. Oh, that's beautiful. That's good, man. Jesus. All right, what else are you guys saying here about? Thanks, Joey Camp. Too bad my team sucks. I would love to be able to conversate with you and be like legitimate hype back and forth. Like I thought it was going to be good with Darnold and Allen, and it was going to be this great thing for a decade, And Bills fans know, man. Bills fans know. Yes, they're good right now, but it was a long, long time. So they get it. They know what it feels like. It's not stopping a lot of Bills fans from rubbing our face and shit, though. I'll tell you that. Rubbing our face in shit. Let's see. Jeff Otis Brown, what's up, my buddy? He says, any other team using their backup quarterback would come in and crush us, but that never works for the Jets. Just let White call his own plays like Namath did and see what happens. Well, look, I had a couple people reach out to me. And like really, like a handful, 3, 4 maybe. And they said, why can't this be the big game that our backup quarterback comes in, our no-name quarterback comes in and ends up being great for us, and we stick with him Just like Seattle, they had Matt Flynn. They just had this 3rd-round pick. He looks amazing out of nowhere. Obviously, Tom Brady for the big hit on Bledsoe. So why not us? Why not? Now, I said to him I said, yeah, buddy, I don't think so. And he said, well, the one guy, I didn't answer a couple of them, but one I answered, and I said, what? I don't think so. And he said, what's the problem? Why can't we be positive for 5 minutes? I said, you know what? That's a good point. Fuck it. Why not? Mike White, he threw for 8,500 yards in his junior and senior year. 38 touchdowns, 14 picks or something. Why not? Why not? Mike White. The team loves him. Flacco's here just to be his backup because they don't want Josh Johnson to actually have to get on the field. Whatever. What do you think, man? Is Mike White going to be our dude? He had moments. I was impressed a little bit. Not overly, but there was a couple moments. Right? Oh, man. So what else? What's Superb Owl? What is that? I don't know what that is. Look at Dan Cook. I'm not even going to read it before I get it. Dan Cook checks in with a long paragraph, which you can tell he's on Facebook because YouTube won't allow anything like that, Dan. Never. It's like, 180 characters? I forget what it is. This is good. Okay, so I don't even know what this is. I'm just going to read it. I think we are losing, but in the long run, we are winning. Think the players we drafted the last 2 years, they are still playing, are getting awesome experience, and we're better for it in the future. I think we're building everything the correct way, the foundation the correct way, the base is right. So when we start doing things from the base, we won't fall apart. Hey, Dan Cook. I do too. And I'm going to take your comment off, Dan, just so I could see my own face. Well, let me see if I can make this smaller. Hold on. I'll minimize it. Hold on. Nope, still big. Let me see. Look at this one. Boom. Look at this. Boom. Where? Okay. So I'll take it off just so I can see myself. But so look, I'm going to tell you something, Dan. I actually believe that we're building this team the right way. I'm confident of it. I mean, look, you never know if anything's going to work out. Like, just injuries, you never know what's going to work out. But the way Joe Douglas has done it, first year, assess everything. Second year, give these guys, everybody's on their last look and start getting rid of all the Tremaine Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Quincy Enunwa, all those guys. Start getting them off the team because they suck. Start tearing it down halfway through because it's not working. Adam Gase has to go. Sam Darnold has to go. Everybody has to go. And then this year, he's got his own coaching staff, and he's building it. My problem with that, like I said, I'm 90% good with Joe Douglas and how he's done it. 90%. There are moves I don't like. This Flacco one is one that I'm not in love with. I don't hate it. I'm not going to get nuts over it, but I don't love it. I don't. I'm just like, it's like it confuses me. It makes me think there's more going on. I'll get to that in a minute. I've been thinking. So my problem is I'm not convinced that these coaches know, like, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing is in regards to development for the players. I don't like what I'm seeing as far as how to build the game plan to get your young quarterback, like, supported and uplifted and build confidence and all those. I'm not seeing it. And I don't like the words I'm hearing. Like, it's not my job to motivate people. These are grown men. They know what happened. I'm not going to do that. I don't know. It's like, I don't want them to be Greg Williams yelling at people, but it is your job to motivate people. Absolutely, dude. You're the leader. Leaders get people to follow them. That's your job. In addition to putting everything together, which honestly, I think his head is spinning. I really do. I think his head is spinning, and that's okay. I didn't expect anything less. But while his head is spinning, saying shit like that tweaks me, Dan. It just does. That all aside, again, everybody loves Saleh, so there's got to be a reason. He's been very successful as his coordinator. Everybody loves this guy for some reason. So we got to give it time. In addition, but other than that, I love it. People say that Joe Douglas didn't address the O-line. I beg to differ. I know it's not where, we have that right side, that's not working. But I think it's a lot of it's schematic. Greg Van Roten sucks. I'm with you there, man. But I think he's we've never seen so much attention to the offensive line. It's just not gelling yet. So anyway, I'm with you. I'm not convinced that the coaches are gonna get us there, and that's heartbreaking to me. That thinking you got to get a new receiver or you got to get another edge rush, like that sucks. But it's like, yeah, we can do that. Starting over with new coaches or not starting over and having these guys for 3-4 years and they just suck. Like that's steals the wind from my sails, Dan Cook. It does. Oh, there's the superb owl. I get it. We ain't going to hang out with no superb owl anytime soon. I get it. Thanks, Frankie. So as Jeremy reminds us, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget about the contest I have going on. And this is for the Buffalo fan. You can subscribe to this channel and subscribe to my other channel, Full-Time Coaster Tour. It'll take 10 seconds. Click here, go over there, click there. You're done. You're in. And you can win a t-shirt of your choice from the Greenbeanjetsfan.com face mask. I just saw that. Greenbeanjetsfan.com merch store. And one grand prize winner will win a t-shirt and the Manscaped Ultra Smooth package. Look at that face mask. He turned his whole head around. Wow. You know that? Look, the thing with face masks, these guys, is that if you're going to grab if your hand goes in there for a finger, bloop, little curve, it's 15 yards. Rip his head off. Right? Am I wrong? Make sure you make the tackle. If you're getting a face mask, my point is make the tackle. Don't let go. Oh, hold on, Joe. I got to get up to that other. I forgot. Who was it again? It was a good question about the trade deadline. Where did it go? Hank's here. What's up, Hank? I might have lost your question, and I forgot who it was. That's how I roll, bro. I'm like burnt. So anyway, let me just finish. So that's the contest. If you want another entry, go over to my Instagram, GreenBeanJetsfan, and follow me there. While you're at it, if you did all that, just go follow me on Twitter as well. GreenBean, being the Jets fan. That's me over there. And look, as you see, I try to get through the chat here. If you want to make sure your question gets seen or heard, super chats are there as well, and that is greatly appreciated. There it is. So that's that. I know he is looking like Bowles. It's confusing me, Matt. It just is. It's confusing me. Yeah, so Dark Soldier, this is, I'm looking for, I can't find it. I'll just talk. I forget who it was that put the question in there, though. I'd like to give you the spotlight, but so Dark Soldier checks in and says, Greeny, I'm normally like you on the positivity, but I am lacking it right now. I need you and your good attitude to help me through this week after that disaster of a game. Well, I'm trying. This is the best I can muster, Dark Soldier. Look at this. Look at this guy. Ugh. So it's really hard. And that's the reason. Like Dan Cook just said, I really do. And I'm fending off the Joe Douglas stuff. I really am. It's not to say I love everything, because I've said it before, I don't. But as far as like how to build a team, how it's supposed to happen, I couldn't be happier. Like I said, he got here after a draft, after free agency, and he couldn't do shit. So he talked a guy off out of retirement. He traded a 6 for a cornerback. Like, he did a few little moves, but what are they going to do? Right? He hoped Khalil worked out. It didn't. He was gone the next year. So then he uses his draft picks. He gets a left tackle, wide receiver, safety, edge, running back, cornerback, another lineman. You know what I mean? He picks the positions that we want. We're like, okay, finally somebody's picking the right way. So he gives that team a year. Adam Gase, Sam Darnold, halfway through the year, he's like, this is a train wreck. I got to get rid of all these guys. And he starts the fire sale. He takes care of his vets. He says, Clinton McClendon, go over here. Avery Williamson, go over there. He gets Jared Willis over to the Niners over there. And then he trades Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? And he fires Adam Gase and the whole thing. So like that, like the way people like say like his record is this and that, like what do you record? What are we supposed to have done? Now, that all said, where I agree with the gripe soldier is I don't think I had super low expectations this year. And my expectations are as if I wanted to wear a gold crown and sit on the top of a fucking volcano with people worshiping me. That's how far away from what I expected what I'm seeing is. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So it's tough. I'm trying. I'm as positive of a Jets fan as you'll find. Not at first. I'm just as gripey as anybody else. I am. I'm just as, what is that? But then I go, okay. But this is tough. So Matt Simon says Maye for a 4th round pick. And this is what the question was. The trade deadline is 2 weeks. Marcus Maye's court case is today, isn't it? Wasn't Marcus Maye's court date today? Y2K, can you check that? When's Marcus Maye's court date? Y2K. You don't hear me. Y2K, do you know when Marcus Maye's court date is? You can't hear me. Maybe Jeremy will find it. I think he's looking. So I thought his court date was today. And then hey, come on. How long are you going to crinkle that bag of chips above my head? Jesus. So, all right, I got to reorganize myself. So, okay, trade deadline. So we're going to look at the trade deadline this week. Who do you guys realistically think? Realistically, who do you think we can get that we should trade, can trade, and what do we get? Give me your lists. Give me your lists, and then we'll talk about it. In the meantime, I will answer this question. Does Quinnen Williams show up this week? Does JFM make a reappearance? Here's the problem, John. They're playing their balls off. If you watch, like I rewatched the game, they're getting penetration and all this sort of stuff. Dude, they're letting them do that. Like our defense is predicated on pressure, right? We have to have pressure for our defense to succeed, but we're playing so loose that like it's almost an entire game plan of little more than screens. I mean, it's not always a screen, but it's those types of plays. Running backs coming out, just finding the holes in the zone. It's like they just let the run. They let the rush come in and throw it right over their head. It's unbelievable how predictable, number one, but how ineffective it is. They figured us out. And it seems like we don't have any more tricks. So it's weird. You know what I mean? Like I said, like the whole LaFleur is just not impressing me. And look, I know he's going to have bumps. I know all that. Even with that considered, the only concern I had was for Zach Wilson's growth, and I'm not seeing that taken care of. Like that doesn't look like what I would think an offense predicated on his growth would look like. It just doesn't look like that to me. All right. So delayed until yesterday. Right. So it was yesterday. How come we didn't hear anything, Robbie Oak? October 27th. So today's the thanks. Thanks, guys in the back. So October 27th. Today is the 28th. So what happened? That's key for this trade. It's key for this trade. So Jamie Nagar. Oh, love your thoughts, brother. Hey, thanks, Jamie. I love you, my friend. I do. I love you guys. I look forward to being here with you guys. I do. I'm like, oh, good. I get to hang out with those guys. So Big Green checks in and says Crowder. So Big Green, what do you think we're going to get? What do you think we're going to get for Crowder? Crowder's on the block. I bet he is. Oh, there it is. Okay, you checked in. Thank you, Big Green. He says a third for Crowder. That was good coverage by Simmons, man. Okay. Right. It says delay. I think we can get O.J. Howard in exchange for Maye. You know, O'Leary has a really good point that Snoopy, when we talk about this one, this was one that Ryan was really on. Trade Maye for O.J. Howard. He said, if you think about Maye's trade value, it's probably third or fourth. Before the DUI, it was definitely a third, maybe even a second. Okay. He was a second round pick. He has produced. He's in his fifth year and he's done well. He's a good safety, which draft picks are not. So you could probably get a third for him. You know, now after the DUI, even still, you could probably get a fourth for Marcus Maye. O.J. Howard, you're probably going to get a sixth, maybe a fifth. Honestly, on the market, probably. So why would you trade Marcus Maye straight up for a guy that has less value? Now, Marcus Maye, unless you don't agree, but I agree with that statement. I agree. So unless you're like Marcus Maye for O.J. Howard and a sixth, now we're talking. Now we're talking. But I don't know. I don't know about the tight end thing, dude. I just think our offense isn't utilizing them the right way. That's what I think. Not that we have great tight ends, but they're absolutely serviceable. They're average tight ends. Croft hasn't been playing, so we know that. Griffin and Yeboah should be in there. Get them the reps. But those guys can block and they can catch. Thanks, Y2K. But they're out there 25 yards deep. They're out wide. Like, I can't. Our pass blocking, it has suffered. So keep the tight ends to chip the ends, compress the line, right? Compress the line, chip them, peel off, dump it over, be there for the quarterback. Why are tight ends leaving the line of scrimmage and running 20 fucking yards down the field? It's not a proper utilization of assets. Meanwhile, we have Elijah Moore staying in to block. So AC checks in and says, I'd tag Maye again over a fourth. Well, that, you know, and the thought there, AC, is like, we need safeties right now. So yes, you're probably not going to keep Maye next year, probably. So you want to get something for him. A fourth is great. Fourth is good value, man. Fourth round picks they're those guys slipping out of the premium picks. Lots of good things to have in the fourth round if you know what you're doing. Like me and Jeremy and Frankie, those guys. So you want to get something for him. But now the logic here is like, just keep Marcus Maye because we have just a dearth in at the tight end position. You know what I mean? Like they're all hurt. So keep him for this year. He's more valuable to the other guys on the team. We need him. And then just tag him at the end of the year. Tag and trade. Tag him. So you get him for 12 million, 12.5, I think it is, something like that. You tag him for 12.5, or you tag him and you trade him, just like everybody does. You call a team and say, hey, man, why use your, whatever. You can have Marcus Maye, a proven commodity, for a fourth. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. So Bus says, keep Crowder, trade Maye. See, the thing is with Crowder, I want to tell you, Crowder is actually one of the favorite players on the team for me. Like, I like him. Never says a peep. When Joe Douglas came asking, like, hey, look, we need you to take a pay cut. A week later, he took a pay cut, or 2 weeks, took a pay cut. He's effective, but he's hurt a lot. He's hurt every year, right? We know that. But he's good, and he never complains. He's been on the worst teams in Jets history, and he's never said a peep. Never. Just goes to work, works his ass off. Week 16 last year, he's still running around catching passes. You know what I mean? He's not one of those guys. He's like, I'm here to do a job. I'm getting paid for it. I'm going to do it. So I like that about Crowder. and he's good. But Crowder being on the team right now, it's like it's crowded. You know what I mean? Like you want to be able to see Mims and Moore and look, and Berrios and Vincent Smith and Jets, they can fill in. You know what I mean? Like if we're not going to keep them, just trade them. That's what I think. So I don't know, Bus. I'm kind of flipped. And I love him. I'm not against keeping Crowder, but it's like at this point, I think we should add a few picks. Let's see what else we got here. Robbie Oak says Cashman's on his release. Yeah, I'd say so. I did. I feel bad for the guy. I do. Joseph Schwartz says, why don't I go outside anymore? What do you mean, Joe? You mean like my show? Because I have an opera. I'm stationary, right? So I'm stationary. So I don't know. I'm like in somebody's yard, you know? And when I first was doing it, the internet's not good out there. It's better in here. So it's just, I had an opportunity to kind of settle it down and I took it, Joe. Although I was at Busch Gardens yesterday. We're doing stuff. Edward Ziff says trade Maye. Oh my God, look at that. That cornerback blew it. D Hop scoring a bomb touchdown, everybody. So Edward Ziff says trade Maye for an O lineman. Who wants to trade? I'm not saying they don't. I'm literally asking who. I don't know who's available. Linemen are gold. Even depth linemen are gold. Nobody wants to give you a lineman unless they desperately need a safety. Who desperately needs a safety and they want to give up a guard with potential? Not me. I'll tell you that. Yeah, there you go, AC. You have to eat Howard's cap, too. Even worse. I forgot all about that. Big Green says, Nathan Shepard for a Klondike bar. What were you going to do for a Klondike bar? Trade Nathan Shepard. That's what I'll do. Yeah, the Nathan Shepard years are over. So think about this. The Macagnan drafts. Almost all the players are gone. The guys that we still have are Quinnen Williams, Nathan Shepard, Foley Fatukasi, Blake Cashman, Trevon Wesco, Chuma Edoga. That's 6. I think that's it. And then we just let Blake Cashman go. Or Blesson Austin. Duh. So we had 7. Now we have 6. 6 guys. This year, I'm telling you, we're going to see Cashman go. Now we're down to 5. We're going to see Shepard go. Now we're down to 4. Oh, no, Marcus Maye, too. So we had 7. So now we're down to 5. So out of 5 years of drafting, 2 years later, we're going to have 5 guys from that guy. From 5 years of drafting. And who's out there doing anything? That's the thing. Like, you could say, Joe Douglas traded every first-round pick, blah, 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 but the Jets have traded their first-round picks. Well, because they don't know how to pick. You'd rather get something for them and try again. I mean, look, who can deny Jamal Adams is a good football player? He's a good football player. Oh, no way. So the touchdown got called back? Okay. That sucks. Who you guys rooting for? I think I'm rooting for the Cardinals, right? Screw Green Bay, dude. LaFleur. I don't want anybody. I don't like it. I want your family to hurt, LaFleur. You know? So, what was I talking about? Jeremy, you remember what I was talking about a second ago? What the hell was I talking about? Nathan Shepard. Yeah, all right, like Jamal Adams. So he's out there talking. Let me see. Trades. No, you wait. Yeah, kind of. That's good. Trades, first round trades. There we go. Okay, thank you. So Jamal Adams is good. Is he worth a first round pick? Look, we got 2 firsts, a third for a 4th. Is he first round good this year? Last year? I mean, he broke the record for sacks by a safety. What the hell does that mean? You have a guy rushing the pass. I don't know. It's good, I guess. But is Jamal Adams even first top 10 pick good? I would beg to differ. Leo Williams had that great year last year. What's his stats this year? Anybody know? Watch okay. You know Leo Williams. How's he doing this year? You know, so it's like what Darren Lee, another first round pick of ours. He's out of the league. If he's on a team, it's like because they got injured and they just need a body, a young linebacker. That's, you know, who else? You know, Blesson Austin's playing, I guess. I mean, I don't know who we traded all these guys. Where are they? Even Avery Williamson, Max, big free agent. I loved Avery Williamson, but where is he? He's home. I think he just got signed by a team, the Rams maybe, or something like that. So it's like, you know, I just really respect the idea that Joe Douglas came in here, took a year to evaluate and said, I have to smash this jar to pieces. There's nothing here. There's nothing here, man. And he turned those losers into an entire draft class worth of additional capital. I think that's fucking fantastic. And we'll see how his picks do. His picks look good to me, man. I don't know what anybody's talking about. Not overall. Obviously, the injured guys we can't see, but I love Denzel Mims from what I saw on the field. I love him back then. From what I saw on the field, everybody says, oh, but is he ever going to play? That's the same stuff that they said about Marcus Maye, dude, his first year. Don't forget, Marcus Maye didn't play a full season until his third year in the league. Okay? Let's not forget that. He got hurt in the last game. His rookie year he had a good rookie year. The next year, he barely played. Okay. And everybody said, this guy's a wasted pick. He's never going to be a regular starter. Dude, believe me, that was the overwhelming consensus on Marcus Maye. This guy's a bust. Second round curse strikes again. All those things. Nobody talks about that anymore. It's like with Becton. He had a shoulder thing last year. They put him back in too early. We all knew it was too early. They were talking about it in the papers and everything. It's like, this seems a bit early. They put him back in, and he got hurt again. Now this year he got rolled on. Like, he'll be back, and he's going to be dominating, just like he was last year. And all don't forget, with Becton, we had plantar fasciitis. He came in 40 pounds overweight. No, he didn't. It's all bullshit. All of it. So Leonard Williams has 5.5 sacks. Watsuke, 4.5 sacks, 39 tackles, 3 for a loss, 9 quarterback hits. So that's good. You know what I mean? That's a good year. Not for a defensive end, really. I mean, it's game 7. So, yeah, I mean, that's good. That's a pretty good year. 21 million, good? Maybe not. You know? So that's the thing. Leo's good, though. And Leo was good when we traded him. We always knew that. He just was disappointing. He's always healthy. That you got to give Leo. I like Leo. He's one of those guys. He's not a troublemaker. He's not a punk. He's good. 3rd and 5th, fine. Why pay the guy $21 million? $21 million over 3 years. $50 million guaranteed. It's crazy town. So this is interesting. Steve Sichel says, GreenBean, if we had Gase, where would we be? Same exact place. Same exact place. But this is what I'll say, Steve. When you identify that a rim is, why is my camera getting blurry? What is that? Is that my eyes? Hold on. That's bizarre. Hold on. Is that my eyes? Am I passing out? Or is everything blurry? I don't know. I feel like I might be all of a sudden. That's how fragile I am. Like, oh my God, I'm passing out. And I'll just fucking pass out, man. I'm good. Maybe I'm passing out. If I pass out, just hang out. I'll be right back. So here's what I'll say, Steve. When you identify that a rim is broken on your car, like you have a broken rim, it's broken. You look at it, it's broken. You tried to drive around on it, everything sucks, it's broken. When you buy a new rim, if the new rim is bad too, that doesn't mean to go back to the old broken rim. You know what I mean? It just means, oh shit, they sent me another bum rim. They'll look at my luck. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what it is. That's like Gase. There's nothing about Gase that's redeeming from the word go, from his initial press conference. The only thing that I liked that Gase did was at the end he acknowledged that I didn't do well by Sam Darnold. Yep. Well, you should have fucking hired a quarterback coach then, or an offensive coordinator, but you can't because you didn't want to get found out because you're an egomaniac that sucks at your job and blah blah blah. So anyway, but the truth is, just on a base answer, I think we might be 0-6 or 0 yeah. What are we 1-5? So I think we'd be 0-6. Steve, that's what I think, and I think we'd still have Sam and the whole thing. That's what would be going on, but the results would be the same. Abstriku, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the super chat. I was just talking about you earlier, buddy. Nothing serious, just mentioning that you had some interesting info. That Saleh's more to the Saleh situation. So anyway, let's see what you say. SW, my Saleh. What is SW? What does that mean? Any of the young kids can tell me what the hell that means? Y2K, do you know? Is it just so? Maybe is O near W? No. I don't know. I'm just gonna say so. So my family member. So my Saleh family member may be willing to come hang out one stream. Has to ask the coach first if he's cool with it. He says it'd be fun. Just know this, Abstriku, you tell that person if they want to chat beforehand about limits and all that sort of stuff, I'm happy to do that as well. Okay? I'm happy to do that. Wouldn't you guys like that? An inside track into the Saleh world? That'd be nice. That'd be fun, Abstriku. Thank you. So on Facebook, huh? Okay, I got to make sure I check Facebook. I don't check Facebook as much as I should. Too many. Saw. That's what Y2K. Abe Striku. Is it saw? Y2K comes in and says, I think he means saw. Spoke with. Oh, spoke with. Even better, Y2K. He caught himself. Spoke with my family member. Ooh. See, Y2K's younger than me. He's hip. He's hip, man. Well, thank you, Abstriku. I'm down with that. There it is. Yeah, look, Y2K. There it is. Spoke with. Nice. See, this is why it's good that I hang out with you guys, because I don't know stuff. I know the stuff I know, and then you guys help me, you know? Jeff Otis Brown says, if we still had Gase, I'd be swinging from the nearest tree. At least with this coaching staff, you can believe that it's their youth. It's their inexperience. Right, Jeff? It's their inexperience. It's not like Gase was, this was already his second. He already coached, head coach for 4 years. You know what I mean? He's been an offensive coordinator for a bunch of years at 2 different stops. Like, he's been in the league a long time. Saleh, this is his first time, so we have to deal with that shit. And I'll tell you, if you guys remember, before the coaching search, what did we talk about? I said the Jets are known for taking shots on first-time coaches. Most of our coaches were first-time. Their first gig was here. And I wondered, when the hell is that going to stop? Like, so we tried it with Gase, wrong guy, to go with an experienced guy. But we all knew it was wrong. It was like stupid, man. So even if it was like Matt Rule, who was the guy that was supposed to have the job, we were supposed to have Matt Rule. So even if it was him, he's been a head coach before, 2 different organizations, rebuilt 2 organizations. So at least he has that, right? He's been a head coach, he's been the boss. It was college, but it was the boss. Look at all our rookie head coaches. You got Walt Michaels, Joe Walton, Bruce Coslett, Pete Carroll. Who came after Pete? Oh, then we had Kotite, who was not. So we have, Michaels, Walton, Coslett, Carroll. So we got 4-1. And Weeb was a coach before. So 4-2. 4-2. So then we got Parcells. So 4-3. Then we had Al Groh, Herm Edwards. Oh, wrong side. 3. So, all right. Al Groh, Herm Edwards. See, Jack Oliveri is probably laughing his ass off. I have no idea where I am. All right. On my 6-3, Al Groh, Herm Edwards, Eric Mangini, Rex Ryan, Todd Bowles. So now we're at 10. Then we got Adam Gase, and now Saleh. So 11-4. And this is what we keep signing up for, man. To like learn that's like, and look at our GMs too. Every GM we get is a first-time GM ever. We never bring somebody over that's like done this before. So our life, our cycle is to watch these freaking guys learn on the job. I'm so tired of it, fellas. I am. Steve Sitchell says, all right, so if we had Gase and Sam, would we have Jamar Chase right now? Well, let me ask you, do you think we'd have Jamar Chase? When has Macagnan? Because we'd still have, no, we'd have Joe Douglas, Gase. I doubt it. We'd probably have Penei Sewell. Maybe. I don't know. I guess it's possible. I think we would have traded back. That's what Joe Douglas would have did. I don't think he would have used the pick on Jamar Chase. I think he would have traded back. That's what I think. Or maybe Watu K is a good, maybe Kyle Pitts. Right, John Posey's like, I don't know what the hell SW means either, man. I know, we're the old guard, dude. We don't know. Is it on? All right, let me get a couple more here. Let's see what else we got. So I don't know. A lot of you guys didn't answer the trade thing. I thought you guys were gonna rock that one. Who you wanted to trade and what you think we can get. I only got like 5 answers, I think. Eileen Marie Rooney. What's up, Eileen? Glad to have you. If we had Gase, we'd be 0-7, finding a way to lose during the bye, and we'd still have Donald. Right. And maybe we would have Jamar Chase, but it'd be a dumpster fire. I mean, like I said, I think, and Eileen, I think you'll agree with me, is that the silver lining right now is that we are dealing with inexperience, and it's all over the place. You can see it, whether it's the coaching decisions, the words coming out of their mouth, the player eval, like their choices, the players. We have 7 rookies that started game 1. 7 rookies on one team. So it's like, at least we have that. With Gase, it would just be like, I'll tell you what, if we kept Gase, I wouldn't be this. I was mad. I wanted Gase fired as much as I wanted anything to happen in my entire Jets life. That's the truth. No, I said Pete Carroll, Friggledy. I did. I said Pete Carroll. You like this, Scott? Scott says he likes. It's not really a poster, but I get it. It's a little. Do you know who sent me this? Sack Exchange. BKLYN99. There it is. There. Isn't that beautiful, man? Look at Freeman's signature. Isn't it? It's just the best. I love his signature. I always did. But thank you. Let's see. Marlon Mack for a late rounder. I don't know. I think, I mean, what do you guys think about our running game, huh? You're in Buccaneer country down there. You're on that side, New York Jets, Florida. Yeah, I was on the other side. I lived in Miami for a couple years, and then I lived in Hollywood for 10 years, and then I lived in Fort Lauderdale for another year and a half. But yeah, Miami fans, dude, they're the worst because Miami fans are the worst because by and large, and obviously this doesn't apply to all of them, but my experience down there is that Miami fans are very fair weather, very. And they're very uneducated as far as football goes. So your conversations, it's like talking to an 8-year-old. Like you try to bring out logic and this and that, and they don't get it. They go, yeah, but you suck. It's like, oh, okay. Well, Greg, that's a good one. I like what Greg's saying here about Marcus Maye. And this is what we kind of mentioned this, at least to some degree, when it first happened, right after the DUI. It was like, okay, well, maybe now the Jets can stick by him, kind of support him through this, and show his team, like, hey, you're being assholes right now. And like, here, why don't we just put all this crap behind us? Be men. We'll give you a realistic contract. And you stay here and be the leader that you're supposed to be without your agent calling me a jerk in the paper. So let's say 3 years, I'll guarantee 2 of them at $10 million a year. What do you think? 10.5. So you're guaranteed $21 million instead of playing next year on the franchise tag, which is going to be 12. It's more that year, but you have no financial security after that year. So if you get hurt or anything like that, you're done. Right, Greg? And that's what Joe Douglas was doing anyway. You know what I mean? Like, he offered 20% of the. Okay, so what? That's your initial offer. You come in at 15, he comes in at 8, and you meet. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You shouldn't get your feelings hurt by that. But it makes sense. Like, Joe Douglas has Maye at that point. He has Maye for 2 years with the franchise tags. 2 years, $21 million or $23 million. Sorry. He's got Marcus Maye for 2 years for $23 million, non-guaranteed. So if something happens and he wants to wash it, good. He can before next year. So where's the incentive for him to give you more than that? You come in at a little less than that, and we guarantee it. Just like with Crowder. Crowder had $10 million unguaranteed. And he came in and said, hey, come in, I'll guarantee your money, and we'll put incentives on it for $5 million or whatever. It can go up to what, 5.5 or something? So, like, that's the thing. That's what negotiating is. So like Greg's saying, is like, let's say, look, dude, you're a mess right now. You have injury concerns. You're turning 30 years old, and you got the DUI mess. Why don't we just sit down? We'll support you, and we'll take care of your contract. We're not giving you $15 million, dude. Anybody who said that, yeah, get them to the table with that offer. And let's put this shit behind us and build. Let's build the team. You're the leader. You're my right hand on this team. You know what I mean? Be the Jet that made it through the dark times to get to the good times. So I'm with you, Greg. I would sign up for that, but not like if he's going to come in and sign him for $13 million. I have no way. And I know to a lot of people, it's like, what's the difference between 10 and 13? It's a big difference, man. It's a big difference. Look, we got Morgan Moses for $3.5 million. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big deal. Strikeku checking in with another super chat. Where'd it go? Just there it is. Thank you, my friend. He also says, we know why. I don't know what we're talking about, though. We know why vet GM coaches. Oh, I got you. Vet GM coaches aren't willing to come here. Too much clown shoes and what was it again? SW spoke with isn't young an abbreviation. It's just one we use at work. Yeah. Well, hey, look, this. I come from corporate America. There are approved abbreviations. So your company will. I worked in the medical field. So we had some abbreviations that were standard, but like I had a list of abbreviations. I was a director. So I had to approve, like people would just start writing shit and they would put stuff in notes and I'm like, well, what is that? Oh, that means this. Well, who said you could use that? Who approved that abbreviation? You're confusing everybody, So it's funny. SW spoke with, I think it's probably pretty standard. I mean, it makes sense to me. My wife speaks that shit. I text speak, to a degree. I write out everything. I put abbreviations, apostrophes, the correct tense. You know how it is. So, but look, to your point, we were talking about all the rookie coaches and GMs that we've had. And the point he's making is, well, because we're clown shoes. We're a shit show. But I don't necessarily disagree. There were times like when we were holding on to Rex and trying to hire a GM, absolutely nobody was going to come here. Rex was a sinking ship, and he was a loudmouth. Who wants to tie their career to that guy? Now, if you let me come in there and pick my coach, sure. And that's why Joe Douglas said, I want 6 years. I'm not going to be in here you want to fire me real quick after 2 emotional-based years, and I'm getting paid because this is bullshit. I want 6 years. That's how long it's going to take me to do it. And I want to be, that's my final offer. You know what I mean? So, but when you look over the years, we've had coaches and GMs interested in us. We just picked the wrong guys. Even 3 years ago, we had Matt Rule, who we were signing. We had McCarthy, who came out. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. He came out and said, the only team I'm willing to coach for this year is the Jets. Remember that? I thought the world was, I was like, oh my God, we got Sam Darnold. They love him. Got the 3rd overall pick. People love us. They want to play here. So you're right. Don't get me wrong. But I think there have been times too where we could have gotten that established vet who knows what they're doing, and we choose the wrong guy. We chose Adam Gase that year. Shit, man. Wouldn't you take Jim Caldwell over like the last 6 years of Bowles and Gase? Like Jim Caldwell gets fired because he like loses too many playoff games. You know what I mean? Like he gets his teams ready. They're always good. He was good in Detroit. Not great. So it's like you don't want to sign up for mediocrity, but shit, man, I would love if you told me that the next 6 years can be 9-10 wins and above with a couple playoff appearances and all. Honest to God, man, I'd sign up for it because this is horse shit, what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And that's it. Jets gang, let's present a little scenario. Then I want to bring Y2K on and Jeremy. They have some fun stuff to talk about. It might not be fun, but it's good. I don't know how fun it'll be. But so I want to present this real quick. 5 minutes on this. Let's ask a question. So you have a GM who comes in, he hires a coach, they do well for 3 years, then the coach retires. You hire another coach, the GM, who nobody really liked, by the way. It wasn't known as like a great hiring. It was very polarizing. Okay. So he hires a polarizing coach. Then he gets popped for extreme DUI. That's what it was called, extreme DUI. Our Jets GM gets a DUI, gets suspended for 5 games, comes back from the suspension. We win 2-3 games that year. He fires the coach that he just hired. And then he has a quarterback that he picked in the top 10 that sucks. Nobody likes. And he's getting rid of him. He hires a college coach that just got fired from his college job. And they take another quarterback with your number 1 overall pick, who happens to be 5'6" or whatever the hell he is. Do you think Jets fans would be all? And then they come out and win 5 games, whatever it was. And then 2 years of that, and they don't make the playoffs and everything. How do you think Jets fans would be talking about that? Let's just add, like, honestly, what do you think? Everybody can answer that. I'm talking about Steve Keim, the general manager of the Cardinals from 2013. He did have 3 good years, so there's that. And a lot of people, that can get people going for a long time. But you know what? It was said. Those 3 years weren't Steve Keim. They were Bruce Arians. Because Bruce Arians is like a legendary coach. You know that. He wasn't a head coach, but he was like a legendary offensive mind in this league. No, he's not respected, M. Strike. That's the thing. He at that time, at that time, after the DUI and after the Steve Wilkes thing, everybody was surprised that the owner decided to retain Steve Keim. They thought he was a goner. He had to go to alcoholism treatment, the whole thing. And you know, I'm not judging alcohol. I'm an alcoholic. You guys know this. Okay? I went to rehab. I lived on the street, the whole fucking thing. I go to AA. I was just in a meeting before. So I'm not judging that, but I'm just talking about how the world perceives it. If that was the Jets head coach, I venture to say it would have been a firestorm. DUI, suspended, hired a coach, the first coach he hires after Bruce Arians leaves. And people thought that Bruce Arians left because of the relationship with Steve Keim, all kinds of stuff. So Steve Keim could have been the reason that Arians retired. Look, he came back 2-3 years later, right? Remember, Bruce Arians was still under contract with them, or some other weird stuff had to happen. So, but he hires a coach, fires him that year, uses a top 10 pick on a quarterback, and then the next year fires everybody and then drafts another quarterback, hiring a college coach who was just fired. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, like, when you look at things just logically, just realistically, I know what our emotions say. I know what we're feeling. Don't get me wrong. I know it. I feel it. But when you look at things logically, and when you include other things from outside of our green bubble, you look at the Cardinals. They just stack talent. Now, if Zach Wilson sucks, it's going to be harder. But Kyler Murray, everybody thought that he was too small for the NFL, remember? Like, look at all those pieces that Steve Keim, look at all those chances that he took. Now, everybody's like, Steve Keim's mastermind. Yeah. Jay Spector, let me tell you, they were the depth. There was a three-way battle. There was going to be a competition at right guard. Cam Clark was going to ultimately win it if he made it all the way through training camp. That's the truth. Joe Douglas, they wanted Cam Clark to win it. And somebody asked me, then why was he on the third string? Because he's going against two NFL starters. It's not the way it's going to start. He's a fourth-round pick who didn't play last year. He's going to start at the bottom, and he's going to work his way through it and win the job. So in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, he loses two guards out of that three-guard competition. How many guards did he bring in after that? Daniel Brown. We had like 5 guards in here. So some sucked and this and that. And it's tough. It's tough to lose two guys that you were counting on to be part of the rotation. And there's still depth. I don't know why they're not on him. I like Isaiah Williams. I like Ross Pierschbacher, Jay. You know I do. He came from Alabama. I wanted him in 2019. So isn't it interesting, though? Like, you can't, if you look at everything from the way that it goes, to what's really happening. Sure, there's not adequate depth right now, but he lost 2 of the 3 guards that were in the competition in a very sudden way. And he has depth. They're there. Maybe Dan Feeney, they don't trust me. I know what I think it is, Jay. And I said this earlier. I think that they're loyal to a fault. I think that they're going to believe in this man. They're not going to cut the cord. Even though us fans want to see a change, they don't want to do it. They want to support. They want to believe that if they stick with this guy, if they support him and get him through the tough times, he will work. It'll work out. That's what they're thinking. That's my thought on it. And like I said, that's a good trait, but it can be to a fault. Like when you look at guys like Griffin and Cashman, even Nathan Shepard, those types of guys. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, we want to get rid of them, but you got to hand it to them. They're sticking with them. Right or wrong, I don't know. So anyway, I wanted to bring that point up. What's FYM, Jeremy? For your mouth. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I saw that, Hank. 7-7. Look at that. Actually, Dan Feeney is not necessarily his backup. Dan Feeney is a guard backup, but Isaiah Williams, I think, is actually, I think it's Isaiah Williams. And we don't know if he's worse or not. He played rough in the preseason, but don't forget, Dan Feeney was a starter in the NFL, okay, just last year. We don't know. I'm not saying he doesn't. Oh, fucking mean. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, when you look at it realistically, I'm just as unhappy as you are with Greg Van Roten, and it's like I told you guys the other night. It sucks because he's a Jets fan. Like, this is his boyhood dream. And I want a guy like that to succeed. You know what I mean? Like, really. I want Van Roten to succeed here. Not only because he's a Jet, and I want all Jets to do well, but because he's a Jets fan, man. Guy grew up with posters of Gastineau or whoever on his wall. And he's playing for the Jets, the dream, and we hate him. You know what I mean? Cam Clark was a tackle, Mr. Magics. He was transitioning to guard. He was a tackle in college, but he was not projected to be a tackle in the NFL. So he was in the rotation he was in the competition with Greg Van Roten and Alex Lewis, because clearly they drafted AVT to start. You know what I mean? They made him work up, but he was in that starting role quickly. All right, one more super chat. So I'm Straiku again. Thank you, buddy. Murray is today's Doug Flutie. He just isn't getting shafted and having to go win in Canada. League learned. The media just hasn't yet. Fuck you mean? I forget. What did we say? What was that? Well, when was I doing that? Remember that? Fuck you mean? I forget. Was that a comment? I don't remember what I was doing with that one back in the day. But yeah, remember Doug Flutie was for Chicago. In the NFL's defense, Doug Flutie came in and he kind of sucked for Chicago. He threw for a lot of yards and stuff, but he had some trouble. And then he went in Canada. Well, he was great in Canada and came back and played in for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me get this last one. V-Man, what's up, V-Man? Got to meet V-Man the other night on Ryan's show. How neat. It's so great to see you guys' faces sometimes. You don't know. It's like so cool for me. It tickles me. Hey, want to hear creepy audio file I made to be festive with the season? I sent it to you on Instagram. Wish I remember what I did to me. Okay, I'll listen to it later, V-Man. I will. So, all right, let's well, look, we don't know that. So far, I mean, Cam Clark's a shame because he's a nasty, nasty guy. I love Cam Clark. So it's a shame. All right, let me bring Y2K on. I'll bring Jeremy on too, because I just feel, Jeremy, do you want to come on? I know you're not feeling too well. I can see you. Yeah? Okay. So let's say hello to Y2K. He's compiled some stats for us. So we'll say, what's up, Y2K? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing better tonight than I was Sunday or Monday night. That's for sure.
I bet. Let's see if Jeremy took off his Bengals uniform that he was wearing earlier. You good, Jeremy?
Yeah, I got too hot in that big hoodie, but it can't hurt at this point to wear like Bengals colors.
You know what? That is a good point. That is rooted in some solid concrete foundation right there. Let me root for them, because everything I root for dies.
Right. Exactly.
So Y2K, he took a look at some of our a little bit more in-depth stats. Something, it's kind of like Frankie from Flatbush territory here. So he's got some things on our team's overall team speed and all that sort of stuff. So let's give it up for Y2K. Welcome to the show, buddy. So what do you got for us, man?
Okay, so team speed. I found an article on ESPN in their analytics department because I was bored at work one day. And what they did is they looked at all 32 teams and they evaluated each team's average yard per second. So basically, that's the criteria we're going by. So what they did is they looked at, here's the players they looked at: the top 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. That's offense. On defense, they looked at 4 defensive backs and 2 linebackers from each team. So positions where speed is going to.
Did they include safety, or is it the 4 cornerbacks? Just your starting, like 2 cornerbacks, 2. Okay, gotcha.
4 fastest defensive backs, yeah. Then they took the 5 fastest speeds that they had recorded over the course of the 2020 season and thus far in 2021. So like the top 5 speeds that they recorded on a play. Then they weighted it. Long story, I'm not going to bore you with the percentages, but they gave more weight to wide receiver than they did quarterback because speed at wide receiver is more important than quarterback, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. I get it. Totally.
Okay, so that's kind of the criteria. So yards per second. So the fastest team in the NFL is the Carolina Panthers. They're averaging 9.62 yards per second by that criteria. And the rest of the top 5 is Philadelphia, Seattle, Dallas, and Buffalo. Okay?
Philadelphia, Seattle, Dallas, and Buffalo. Got it.
Right. That's right. Now, if we look at the bottom 5, here's what we get: 28 through 32. San Francisco, New England, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and finishing dead last.
No.
Our New York Jets.
Come on. How is that? We got all young guys in here. We brought in so much speed.
I'll tell you exactly. Well, yeah, keep in mind 2020, their performances in 2020 as well. But I could give you a breakdown on position here. So, by the way, if you're looking at individual offense, defense, we're 31st in offense. We're 28th in defense. We're no higher than 21st in any of those position groups that I mentioned. 21st is the best, and that's wide receiver. Our fastest player that was registered was Keelan Cole, 9.94. Yes, I know. We're getting a little technical here, but I just like this new information.
No, but it's interesting because we brought in speed. Like that was one of the things that we focused on. Remember, Joe Douglas said speeds creates pressure, and pressure bursts pipes. We're trying to get fast. Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims, those kind of guys. Are they not our starting receivers?
Well, wide receiver, I can't give you individual players, but it's 3 wide receivers. So it's Davis. We know Keelan Cole because Cole was our fastest player. The other receiver, I'm doubting it's Mims. I'm thinking it might be Jamison Crowder. It might be Elijah Moore. But wide receiver is our fastest group of the 6 that I mentioned. Our slowest, and if you think about it, this makes sense. We're 30th in both running back speed and linebacker speed. We don't have that breakaway speed threat.
But hold on. Let's talk about the offense for a minute, because if I ingest all these, I won't be able to make comments because there's some good comments coming in. So look what Gitmo Bob says. He says, we don't play the faster guys. And that's what this looks like. Like you said, if we're talking about Corey Davis, Keelan Cole, and Jamison Crowder, our faster guys are not them. Like you got Elijah Moore and Denzel Mims known for their speed. And we're playing the 3 older guys and slower guys. So that's really interesting. And DA says it's super interesting and makes no sense with this roster. Like, again, like we're unable to get separation. We're unable to kind of get anything going. And you have the fast guys sitting on the bench. Jeremy, what do you think about that? You think this makes sense? Is it justified? What do you got?
No, it makes no sense because it shows like a stubbornness. It's like it's okay if Denzel was sick and he wasn't, and then everybody started asking about it. It's almost like they care more about what people think than doing what's right. And it wasn't even a reception that made me realize just how good he is and how ridiculous it was. It was when he prevented the interception, when he jumped up like that. We don't have a guy on the team that jumps like that and contests passes that are thrown to him like that. And what quarterback wouldn't want that target? It's just ridiculous.
Right. That's such a good example, too. You guys remember that when Denzel Mims, it was like a bad pass. It was going right. It was like short and it was going in front of him. And it looked like he used the DB as a ladder. You know what I mean? He went all the way over and it's like, right. Like what? How do you not want this guy on the field? Like, what is this? Doesn't make sense. So let me see. He said, I saw another one I thought. Oh, Sneakers to Boot says ABT is a bright spot. I agree. Oh yeah. So FOC, follower of Christ, checks in and says, "Are there any good stats that the Jets are in the top 5?" So
we'll get that.
Right. So okay. See, FOC Y2K is not going to leave you hanging. Hopefully. All right. So let's move over to the defense. I think the chat is having the same thoughts that I am with this stuff. It's really interesting. But go on. So what do we got on D?
The defense speed. Okay, so they looked at remember 4 defensive backs and 2 linebackers. So we're not factoring in the defensive line here. Okay, so that's something I want. But we're 28th in defense, 9.34 yards per second. Linebacker is where we really took a hit. We're 30th in linebacker. Defensive back was a little better, I guess, but linebackers, not good. 30th in speed.
But who was it? Did you say? I'm sorry. Did I miss it? Did you say you don't?
No, it didn't show the individual players, but I think we can assume that Mosley was one. The other one, and keep in mind, this goes back to last year too. I mean, who would the linebackers have been last year? I mean,
I think you know what I think. Y2K. I think last year's polluting our speed right now. That's what I think. I think we're much faster than this. That's what I think. 2020 was rough, man. So, Ray, who could it be? C.J. Mosley? I mean,
play last year.
Yeah, he didn't even play. And then what? Like Nasruddin and Sherwood started with him that first week. So
maybe they were looking at Frankie Louvu. They might have been looking at Frankie Louvu and Harvey Longy for all I know.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And what's the other guy? What the hell was his name? He was pretty good. What was that? The back guy.
I know. Not Burgess.
No, we had Jordan Jenkins. He was one. But who's the other guy? I want to say Nemes. What the hell was his name? The other linebacker. I want to say like Nemes, Ellis, Nemes. The fuck was his name, Jeremy? Guys, he was our reserve linebacker last year, but then ended up starting the second half of the year. Hewitt. Neville. That's what I was saying. Nemes.
Good job. ZZ Joe. Guys, good job.
See, yeah, Neville, Hewitt, Joe Malone. I was saying Nemes. So I'm there, Jeremy. That's the way I see it. I was right. Nemes, Neville, same shit. Neville, Hewitt, Nemes. Humus. Okay. So, what else you got for us, Y2K?
Okay, so we'll go on to the trenches stats that I found. So I found 4 categories here that I thought were pretty interesting, and I've got individual rankings, like the top 10 players in the league, and I've also got team rankings. So we won't go through everything. We'll just talk about the Jets and where it's going. Okay. But this is all about offensive line and defensive line. So I think we'll start with the defense first. We'll just take the defense, then we'll go to the offense. So the 2 stats that I saw were pass rush win rate and run stopping win rate. So pass rush win rate says how often a pass rusher is able to beat his block within 2.5 seconds. So remember that 2.5 seconds, that's the criteria. So then run stop win rate. So that would be the defense. So that would be when the defender, beats his blocker to stop the runner, makes a tackle within 3 yards, just makes an impact play. Easiest way to say it. Okay. So if we look at the defense, the individual players, I got the top 10 for both edge players and defensive tackles. Now, for pass rush win rate for individuals, Bryce Huff is number 9 in the league at 24%. So that means 24% of the time he beats the lineman within 2.5 seconds.
20% of the time you said he's number 9 in the league?
In the league.
See Bryce that, Huff. Guys? Yeah. So that's an undrafted free agent that we found. Number 9 in the league for pass rush win rate. Is that correct?
That's right.
See?
Yep. And here's where I'm going to surprise you. In the run stopping win rate, we have an edge at number 8. Bryce Huff, 31%.
It's him again?
Yeah, Bryce Huff, because I think a lot of our big concern was, especially in the preseason, once Carl Lawson went down, can this guy play the run? He looks too small to play the run. Well, This says that he is making an impact in the run game, 8th in the league of all defensive ends.
Well, that's pretty interesting. So Bryce Huff is the best. That's what we got. He's the best we got. So how interesting is that? Undrafted free agent out of Memphis, doing well in the passing game and in the running game. The problem is that they're using our aggressive pass rush against us. So everybody rushes in. They wait that 2 seconds and just flare a guy out, scrape the tight end over the – that's it. And we can't figure it out. Look at that catch. Holy macaroni. Did he get his foot in? Nope. Oh, loser. You know, you do all that. Get your toe in bounds, man. Come on. Is that Herndon? Looks just like him. Number 89 and everything else. So let's see. So let me see here. What are they saying? What else? So, all right, there's okay. Let me see. Our D-line, James Slendorn, our D-line about to expose Cincy's shitty O-line this Sunday. But you know what sucks, James, is that like we were just saying, that's what you could see it all day in New England. They were just like, come on, come get it, come feast. And they're rah, and they go in there and just boop right over the head. It's like we can't figure it out. It's like, I heard Rex Ryan on I forget what it's called, but he does a podcast with Bart Scott, and they do it every week. He said, if you're like a backup defensive tackle, and they hike the ball, and you think you have a clean shot to the quarterback, you get 2 sacks a year, you're that guy. He said, if you have a clean shot to the quarterback, it looks so clean, it's a screen. Okay. Yeah. It's not going to happen like that for you. And you have to have that awareness. It's not going to be so easy. You keep running toward the quarterback. He's just waiting. He's just waiting until you get close enough and right over your head. And then you're useless. And that's what I've been seeing a lot of. Let's see. Get my Bob. Hard to block a guy if you can't catch Huff. I blame the linebackers for not stopping screen bands. Well, interestingly, Get my Bob, I blame the scheme again. When you look at where our guys are and how they're supposed to be playing, a lot of the time I'm seeing, I know it's doomed from the setup. I'm like, oh my God, why are we playing like this? So I think our coaches are to blame for a lot of what we're seeing right now. In addition to seeing, obviously, we're going to make bad plays and they're going to make mistakes as being rookies and inexperienced and all that sort of stuff. We're seeing that too, but I think the main culprit is coaching on both sides of the ball. And it's a shame because Ulbricht was doing well, I think. He was. Our defense looked good, but I think they just figured him out. Now you have to be able to know that they figured you out and come back with something else. That's how you make it in the NFL. What else we got here? Joel King, thanks, buddy. Says best Jet show. I agree, man. Joseph Grana says Huff ain't enough. I know. Well, we had Quinnen Williams, he's supposed to be. He had a couple good games, so we'll get to Quinnen. Okay.
I haven't gone to the defensive tackles yet. I just talked about the edge rushers.
All right, good. Wait, so hold on. What's the Blizzard Wolfgang? He's a Falcons fan hanging out. What's up, Blizzard? Blizzard Wolfgang, you're welcome here, my friend. Congratulations on the miserable loss that we experienced to your Falcons. Congrats. He says we have a good D-line, though. Yes, we do. But we got to be able to do something with them. Again, if they know we're just going to rush and they're just going to be able to throw screen passes all day, then it's ineffective. So we got to figure something out. But thank you. And I hope James Slendorn is right, saying we're about to expose Cincy's D-line. I would love nothing more than to go in there and actually get it all together. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be great? Let me see if there's any more on the defense. New York Jets, Florida says, why not rush 2 and drop 9 when things are not working? I know. I'm telling you, anything, do something else. I think we should go to man, just go to man and just have everybody cover some and just stick with them and see how it goes. If you have to simplify it to that degree, just go man. If your zone is getting eaten alive. All right. So what else you got?
Okay, I'll go on to the defensive tackles. I'll go through these. With the pass rush win rate, we've got 2 in the top 5 in the league. Sheldon Rankins is number 4 at 19%, And Quinnen Williams is number 5 at 18%. And remember, Quinnen is only usually playing about 60 to 70% of the snaps. So I think that's something to keep in mind there. But yeah, pass rush,
So,
we got some top 5.
Rankins is 4 and Quinnen is 5. You see that, guys? And now this is their pass rush win rate. So they, technically speaking, they're having a decent year. Just doesn't look like it.
It's like they're doing everything or they're doing nothing. It's like an all or nothing type of defensive line is kind of what we're seeing.
And interesting. So and that's interesting. Okay, go on, please.
And I'll just throw you the other defensive individual at run stop. Foley Fatukasi, number 1, 48% at making an impact play on running plays. So we got number 1 in a category.
Foley, see, there you go, everybody. See, John Nolte, Salty Nuts McGee. Look what he said. Foley Fatukasi is the number 1 run defender in the entire NFL. And I saw on Twitter this week, there was a nice little outcry to trade him for a 4th or a 5th. What do you think, Y2K? You trading him for a 5th?
Are we sure the person who said that is a Jets fan?
Ha ha ha. So I take that as a no. Jeremy, what do you think? What do you think about the number 1 run defender in the entire NFL for D-line? What do you think? You trading him? What if you get a high 4th for him? You trading?
It's absolutely ridiculous. He's a find. He's one of the guys that we should, if this keeps up, we should extend, not trade.
Look, honest to God, if Foley Fatukasi works out, like if we ended up extending him, look, he's number 1 in the NFL for against the run. If we end up keeping him for a little while and he works out, he will be the best Macagnan draft pick of his entire career. Like Quinnen, he might be a better player, but he was the 3rd overall pick. Foley Fatukasi was a 6th round pick. So it would be a very rare gem of Macagnan's to find him in the late rounds, which is just so silly, by the way, too. We needed anything for Sam Darnold, and he took Quinnen Williams, Foley Fatukasi. It was a mess. So, yeah. So, but that's interesting, man. Foley Fatukasi, number 1 in the league and one of the rare Macagnan finds. So that would be incredible. You think we're going to re-sign him? Y2K? Do you think it's realistic? We just signed JFM to a $13.5 million extension, per year extension. What do you think? We're going to extend Foley?
Well, we've got a good amount of money tied up in JFM, fair amount. We signed Carl Lawson. Quinnen Williams is going to be coming up. Can you pay Foley also? I mean, I know this defense is predicated on the defensive line, on that front 4. But as much as they like to rotate these guys, can you really give, $10, $15 million ish to 4 defensive linemen? I don't know.
You know what? That's a good point. But you know what I see all over that? The same decision with Snacks Harrison. Snacks Harrison was the unsung hero of the Sons of Anarchy. Get it? Remember? Yep. Wilker's son, Sheldon Richard's son, Harris' son, Copel's. So they had the Sons of Anarchy, and we kept and overpaid the loudmouths and the issues, and then we let Snacks Harrison go, and he was dominant, and we fell apart without him. So Foley Fatukasi might be that kind of a guy. What do you think? You think we're going to let him go, Jeremy?
Like I said, I mean, you talk 15 million, Adam. I think you're right about that. That would seem obviously too high. I don't think you're going to see us pay somebody on the inside 15 million if we sign JFM to 12.5. But if you're talking more closer to 10 million, then yeah. But what I'm curious is it's just the agent too, right? What does the agent think they can get for him? There's somebody in his ear saying this is what you're worth, and
yeah,
I mean, we can't control that. We can't control what, the agent says in his ear and what he believes and what he chooses to believe. We can only hope that he likes where he is. He's happy where he is. And, like if he'll take the extension early. I think that's why Frankie is saying in the chat, extend them now, extend them before the stock goes too high, because maybe we get a better deal for him.
Yeah, I think, look, he's not. When you look at run versus pass, like a pass rusher gets more than a run defender. It's just the way that it is. Passing is more important to stop. All right. We know that. As important as the running game is. So I think Foley Fatukasi might be under 10 million, like in that like high 9 kind of a thing. I think if we could do that, we do it. But I don't know. I mean, numbers aren't my forte, let's say. But yeah, I'd like to sign him too. I think he's Snacks Harrison all over again. Snacks was important, man, and we kept every other guy and we let him go, and he was the guy that went on to dominate, and all the other guys were all over the place. Obviously Copels was out of the league in 2 years. Wilkerson went up to Green Bay, and then he's out of the league in 2 years, and then obviously Sheldon Richardson bounced around, Seattle, Detroit. Now he's on Cleveland for the last 2 years. I think this is his second year up there. So, everybody but Harrison. So I'd like to keep Foley Fatukasi. What do you guys think, man? Are we keeping Foley Fatukasi? What do you guys think?
You don't want to know what's funny?
What's the thing? Jovis, I'm live. Well, hold on. What's funny?
Damon Harrison and Sheldon Richardson are still in free agency.
So my son says, you know what's funny? Sheldon Richardson and Dwayne Harrison are both still free agents right now. So Richardson's not on the Browns? I thought he was. So he was only there 1 year? Interesting. So that is interesting. Well, Harrison's old, though. He's old now.
Yeah, Snacks makes sense. But keep in mind, even when Harrison left in free agency, they did get a decent replacement in Steve McClendon. McClendon came in, I believe, when Harrison left, and he was pretty serviceable.
Yeah.
Not as, but he was still serviceable.
So Joe Campione says the easiest positions to draft are interior D-line and safety. So that's an interesting way to look at it too. As much as you value the player, the truth is that you more than likely can restock that area for cheaper. You know what I mean? And when you're talking about a 4th to 6th round pick, look, you got Jonathan Marshall already drafted on the team, kind of, absorbing everything. So you probably have some replacements coming in for significantly cheaper. What do they make? $300,000? The late round picks, So maybe not. Maybe we do lose Foley Fatukasi. What do you, I don't know. That's scary. I like him. So I don't know. I think we should sign him too. So you got anything else for us, Watch UK? These are interesting stats, man. Look at that. Our offense is super slow. Our defense is super slow, but we got some good D linemen.
We got some pieces there. We'll go to the defense team ranking, and then we'll turn around and go to the offense. So what I took down, I didn't take all 32 teams. That just would have taken too long. But what I did take was the top team in the league, the bottom team in the league, where the Jets are, and I also took down the Cincinnati ranking just to get a feel for where their lines are. Just to give us a little context for this Sunday on that Halloween, when the Jets will hopefully be wearing black uniforms. So as a team, pass rush win rate, the number one team going back to 2020 in the league is the Philadelphia Eagles with 54% of pass rush win rate. With guys like Fletcher Cox, they've done very well with the pass rate. The bottom team is the Detroit Lions at 30%. So 54 is the top, 30 is the bottom, to give us context.
That's good. Right. I like that. Okay, I'm in.
Okay. So Cincinnati is 29th in the league at only 35%, and so not a very high pass rush rate there. Now, they do have Trey Hendrickson in free agency, who's had a pretty darn good season. He's already got 6.5 sacks this season.
Interesting. I'm here. It's funny because Trey Hendrickson was the guy that we were considering bringing in instead of Carl Lawson. And I was very happy that they chose Carl Lawson, but isn't that interesting? So Trey Hendrickson is who they replaced Carl Lawson with. Maybe they had a sneaking suspicion his Achilles was about to snap. They're like, yeah, this guy's Achilles don't look good. Let's let him go. Maybe. No? Nothing.
What are you going to do? It still hurts. It still hurts. But the Jets' win rate are 10th in the league, 44%. So top 10 pass rush win rate with that defensive line.
So you hear that, fellas? We have the top 10, ladies and gentlemen, actually. We have the top 10 pass rush win rate in the NFL. Again, the problem is our support to that solid above average pass rush is very lacking, and that's why it doesn't even, and it never gets to, we never see it get home because they're just dumping it off with great success. I mean, they're getting 10 yards at minimum per clip. Like they're just boom, 10 yards, boom, 21 yards, boom, 15 yards. Like that's how it goes. And it's ugly, man. I can see Cincinnati eating us alive with that because now we have some real fear of Jamar Chase out there as well, man. So, and T. Higgins. So I like T. Higgins too, man. These are two guys that are good.
I like Tyler Boyd out of the slot too. I'm actually a pretty big Tyler Boyd fan.
Yeah.
Can't that guy.
It's so funny. I was really, I don't want to say disappointed because I don't care about them, but I was surprised, that's the word, that they didn't take Sewell. After Burrow had the knee injury from getting hit, and I thought they would do everything they could to ensure that he stayed upright. And they went with Jamar Chase. I mean, I guess the talent, and I think they wanted to, it's not every day that you get the opportunity for his number one receiver in college to join him on the team and their chemistry and all that sort of stuff. Because that's the thing. They hit the ground running because they know each other so well already. So I do get it. At the same time, I was surprised that they went Jamar Chase over Panay Sewell. I thought they were going to do that. But so their offensive line is lacking then now, huh? How do they look offensive line? Do you know?
Decent. I would say mediocre. But Jonah Williams on the left and Riley Reif, I believe former Viking, on the right. I like their tackles pretty well, but the interior offensive line, I believe it's Quentin Spain, Trey Hopkins, who basically barely practices at this point, and Trey Hill. I think that interior offensive line is their weakness, kind of like with the Jets with center and right guard.
It's crazy. But we have even though, look, technically speaking, like look at the numbers, we are winning. Our defensive line is solid. It's really good. It's just such a shame, man, that we're not able to reap the rewards of having that because of our defensive schemes and the linebackers. I mean, look, how many linebackers are hurt, man? It's really incredible. And this is the thing. Like, so when, as much as we all wanted another offensive lineman in the draft, at the time, you got to remember, you had Alex Lewis, Van Roten, Cam Clark, you had Becton and Fant, and you had a nice group of guys. They used a first-round pick on AVT, and then everybody's like, why are they going with the defensive backfield? So many cornerbacks and linebackers, because we didn't have any. Like, we needed help there. And even those guys, as far as the linebackers go, they're hurt. So Blake Cashman's hurt. Jared Davis is hurt. CJ Mosley was even hurt. Now Sherwood's out for the year. Nasruddin's on IR. Like, we're bringing guys up from the practice squad and, like, signing guys, man. That's where it is again. And it's really unfortunate because I'd like to see our team, like, I'd like to see the actual players play. You know what I'm saying? So who are we starting at linebacker? I know what the hell's his name? We just signed him up from the practice squad. He suited up, and we just signed somebody, didn't we?
I know we brought up Noah Dawkins.
Dawkins.
I know that, yeah, you had Delshon Phillips, who I thought was pretty hit or miss against Oakland. Like, he'd miss a tackle, then he'd make a play. Nasruddin should be back. I think he's cleared to practice at this point. I don't think he's playing this week, but I think he's on the way.
Huh.
And Davis, Jared Davis should be back pretty soon. I think if he's not back this week, he'll be back Thursday.
So
Quincy Williams. We have him too.
Quincy Williams is okay. There
Yeah,
he
he's
goes.
coming
So at
back.
least, yeah, he's there. And CJ Mosley's coming back this week, as is maybe no, Jared Davis is not this week. I think they said the following week, which will be nice to see him.
That's good.
So Frankie points out Hendrickson was limited in practice today. He could be out.
Right.
I never want to hear that, but it still would be beneficial. It would be beneficial. So let me ask you, Y2K, and Jay Spector says, what week were these stats from? Are they this week? Is this all right now, your stats?
He's saying after 7 sacks.
Yeah, he's being facetious. He's
Okay.
saying, what numbers are you using? The one after the Titans game with 7 sacks?
No, it was updated, I think, 2 days ago by ESPN. Oh, after 7 sacks. No, that was not based off of that. Keep in mind, this is going back to 2020 as well. So,
Yeah.
for instance, if a team left, if a player was on the team in 2020 and then came to over in 2021. Like, for instance, Sheldon Rankins with New Orleans. If he put up some stats for New Orleans last year, those stats would go towards the Jets for the purpose of this ranking. Does that make
Got
sense?
it. Yeah. So they're pointing out that Jared Davis has been practicing. Again, I barely looked at anything Jets. I mean, I was exhausted of Jets. So I'm just now Thursday checking in. So Jared Davis, Braden is asking, isn't Jared Davis playing? And also ZZ Gable says Jared Davis should play. He's practiced all week. That would be great.
Yeah,
that would be great to see him play.
And from Jets, UK Jets gang, he sent me a Facebook message saying Mosley, Davis, and Williams are playing at linebacker. Like, those three are going to be available. That was what he said, or was telling me he heard.
Oh, good. So Frankie points out, Frankie from Flatbush, if you guys aren't aware, he has his channel as well. Jeremy on the screen right now is one of his co-hosts for great show, Calmness and Chaos, over at Frankie from Flatbush on YouTube as well. He points out that the right guard from the Cincinnati Bengals, Jackson Carman, is ranked number 68 of 74 guards in the league. And for reference, Van Roten where is he? He's 48, 44, or 64? Where's Van Roten again, Frankie?
I know Carmen's been missing a little playing time lately, so.
Well, I'll tell you what, Van Roten's better than that. So there you go, right? So he's worse than Greg Van Roten. And I was really disappointed last week because our offensive line did the 2 games prior to that did play significantly better. They were looking like they were getting their feet underneath them, and then they came out and they looked porous, man. It was like really it was disappointing. And I thought that Greg Van Roten looked like a liability out there. So I don't know when they would pull the cord. Again, I think that this batch of leaders that we have, they're the types of guys that are going to, go walk through the fire with you. That's what they're going to do. And I don't think they're going to jump the gun. I think it's a lot to do with why Mims isn't playing over Keelan Cole. Same kind of shit. It's just like that guy worked his ass off all preseason, all training camp. I don't know. I just wish we would just look at the game and go, hey, you're not playing well. Sit down. Go in there. Hey, you're better than him. Go in there. Hey, we need some speed. You go in. That's what I wish would happen. But it doesn't look good for that. So Greg Van Roten is 42. So look, man, be careful what you wish for, right? We could have the Bengals guard. He's 68 out of 74. Greg Van Roten is number 42. So hopefully Sheldon Rankins, Quinnen Williams, well, I think Rankins is usually on that side. Maybe he can exploit that and really get in Burrow's face, and we can see some some negative plays, maybe even a pick. Like Quincy Wilson or Quincy Williams last week. Gets one right in his hands. Difficult catch, but wouldn't you like to see we got to hold on to it, man. Please, can we get a friggin' interception? I don't know what's happening.
What happens first? We get an interception or score a point in the first quarter?
Good question. Let's send that to the chat.
Yeah, forget my stats. I want to know we have 5 minutes.
So, chat.
How feels about that.
What do you guys think? What's going to happen first? Will the Jets defense get an interception, or will the Jets offense score a first quarter touchdown? Is it just points in general? Will the offense score a point in the first quarter, or the defense gets a pick? Which one do you think is going to happen first? So raw power. This is where I get messed up and why I could never play fantasy football. Jamar Chase might get my fantasy team 50 points. Bittersweet. See, like for me, I think fantasy, and I get it, I'm not judging anybody, but just for me, it goes against fandom. It's like I cannot possibly root for a guy on the other team to do well when I'm playing them. I'm not made that way. I can't do it. I get it. Bittersweet. It's like at the end of the day, you can at least Jamar Chase had 19 touchdowns. And I get that, but I don't know if I could do that. I don't think I could. It goes against everything I've been doing my whole life. So Jets Forever says we have zero ball skills. Right. I agree. Raw Power checks in first. He says the interception's going to happen first. ZZ Gable says, I think we'll score a point. Which, it's crazy. I don't know which one I'm rooting for. Follower of Christ says score. Where'd I go? It just jumped on me. Hold on. Adam Harvath says neither. DE, neither is going to happen first. We will end the season without a first quarter point and without an interception. Dude, that would be groundbreakingly bad.
I got to figure out any team has gone a full season without an interception. There's no way that's ever happened.
Yeah, I don't think it has.
It's like 1922 or something like that when they were doing
right. When they were only running and stuff. DA checks in first quarter touchdown this week. I'll take it. Sneakers to boots, interception. Adam Harvath says neither. That's right. We just did that one. Robbie Oak says interception. Twist the Mind says interception.
I say touchdown.
John Nolte's bringing it back. He says keep Foley, don't pay Q the big money unless he seriously steps up. That's a thought, man. That's a thought. So, he's talking to Specters. He's a field goal, not a touchdown. He wants to clarify. Matt Simon says no points, so maybe he's saying interception. Maybe. Let's see. Mike White scores the first drive this week. Wouldn't that be great? I'd love it. Dude, let me just tell you something. Nothing would make me happier if Mike White comes out and throws like 3 touchdowns and 300 yards. Nothing would make me happier. Nothing. And if, let's say he plays for 4 games and they keep Flacco as the backup and he comes out and he wins, I don't put Zach in. I keep it going. What do you guys do? Do you guys keep Zach in? I mean, do you keep Mike White in or put Zach back in? Watch it, K. What do you got?
Oh, boy. Man, I get, it's funny. We've had the same conversation about Mekhi Becton, and the vast majority of them, once Becton is ready, boom, you put him back in left tackle. But quarterback, it's a different game. It's like you almost do need to ride the hot hand.
I think so.
I think if that gives Zach, if that means another week, 2 weeks to take it all in, process things a little bit better, then you know what? I think you go with it. Oh, but I like what Gitmo Bob said. What if there was a pick six? And there's a pick six in the first quarter. Kill 2 birds with one stone.
Well, right, that would be great. But yeah, right. So we're talking the question is about the offense versus the defense here. But Jeremy, real quick, what do you think? If Mike White comes out and he's looking really good, efficient, 300 yards, touchdowns, we win the games. Maybe not even win them, but he's looking great. Do you stick with him or do you bring Zach back in?
I say it depends if they're giving him the same exact scheme. Like if they're doing it with a dumbed down scheme, less plays, and utilizing other things, then I think no, because it becomes like this thing where they're just trying to completely, get Zach, just throw him into the fire and full system and the whole thing. But maybe it would make them think maybe we should slow down and keep the kid healthy and let him get some confidence. But if they use the full system, same plays, same exact scheme, and he's throwing for 300 and 2 touchdowns and we're doing better and competing, I think you might have to keep playing him.
Those are good points. And I would agree with you, right? Depending on what they're really what's really happening. But look, man, again, that's what happened with Brady and Bledsoe, although Bledsoe was hurt longer. But it's like, they just said, hey, man, I'm sticking with the hot hand, and same thing with Russell Wilson over Matt Flynn. And it happens, sometimes the young guy that, came, look at Dak Prescott. They had Romo and they ended up, holy shit, this 3rd round pick is good. We're just going to stick with them, Jets Gang says TD in the first quarter. Brandon says TD in the first quarter or points in the first quarter. Harry W checks in. What's up, Harry? First quarter points, he says, is first. FOC score. Zach Holmes, points in the first quarter. Abstriku checks in. I think they score on the opening drive Sunday because it would make idiots call for White over Wilson. I wish I saw that before we started asking the question, huh, Abstriku? He's like, look at them, idiots. But just feels like the Jets way. Yeah. And that's funny. That's good. That was well-timed. I'm glad we didn't see it. Greg Tarr says Mosley's back. We get a pick 6. I like that.
Hey, that's same here.
Hold on. That's what you were going to say?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
My son was going to say Mosley's pick 6. Holy shit.
I was just saying pick 6.
CJ Moran says Amendola's going to kick a field goal. Braden says points. James Slendorn says Mike White got his first half touchdown, no problem. Let's see. Frankie checks in. I say we get at least a field goal in quarter 1 on Sunday. You see Saleh trying to spin it. There was one point. It was going to be a 24-21 game. Like, how the fuck do you figure? Yeah, I know. If everything went right for us, I don't know. I guess that's a way to look at it. I don't know. That bothered me. I was like, No, I mean, if you're looking at that, then you're not even seeing what we're seeing. You know what I mean? Like, we're seeing a train wreck, and you're like, no, it was 24-21, kinda. So we're good. We started fast. We were on it. Get my Bob's interception, hard to score a point when you go 3 and out the whole quarter. Yep. Nick Hunter, that's why I try my best to not draft players in the AFC East. Oh, I got you. Right, he's talking about. Yeah. Green Bean, you're an avatar, always on the air. Bengals 35, Jets 10. Avatar, the airbender, buddy. I got you. Big Green says 41-13. Let's see. Okay, we're getting a lot of doubles. I think we're past that now. So okay. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Jets gang says Saleh, stay saying that stupid. Right. So hey, Jeremy, what do you got? Tell everybody what's going on with you, buddy. You're muted, kid. Am I mute? Is he muted?
I was saying I'll be on Friday tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern with Frankie on the Frankie from Flatbush channel, and I'll be back with Green Bean on this channel at 11 a.m. Eastern. And I want to tell everybody, on Saturday, we are so close, or Green Bean is so close to, he needs 47 more people to sub full-time Coaster Tour. So there's a bunch of people in here. Do us a favor. If you haven't done, go in there and sub. The videos and the content is great. I promise you. Just do it, because I'm getting frustrated seeing it happen so close. And I don't know why. Everybody knows how hard you work. Everyone says how much they love you. If you love Green Bean, you will go and you will sub to Full-Time Coaster Tour and help him out and get him to 1,000 so we can break that milestone, that barrier for him. And it's a way of supporting and giving gratitude for all the hard work that Green Bean is doing.
Right. Well, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. And then on the plus side, you're entered into the contest to win some shirts and Manscaped stuff anyway. But I agree with you, man. And thank you for Jeremy for saying that. All you got to do is sub here and just click over, go in that little YouTube search bar and type in Full-Time Coaster Tour. That's me. Give it a sub and it's over. I'm really hoping we can get past the 1,000 subscribers threshold. And that would be great. So thank you, Jeremy. And like he said, the New York Jets worldwide on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Wat2K, what do you got, man? Real quick, you guys, I spent this game with Wat2K at the Virginia Jets fan club. What a great bunch of people, man. Really, I thank you for having me. I'm sorry it got so ugly so fast, but what a great group he has down there. And I appreciate it. It was a good time, man. I'm grateful.
It really was. We all enjoy meeting you for sure. We got a new club member for sure. And a lot of guys, I had to kind of spread the word. There's who is this Green Bean? Who is this Green Bean? And it's like, well, he's kind of hard to describe. He's one of a kind.
Yeah, it was great though.
Stuff like the big microphone, the light come out. They're like, oh,
yeah.
It's pretty serious here. Coming up and shaking hands and taking pictures. It was a fantastic time. It's just a shame that the game got in the way of the camaraderie. But I guess we'll put it that way.
Yeah,
but, it was fantastic. I'm so glad we got to meet.
Yeah, me too. What a great group of people, and all the giveaways, and they gave me a fantastic shirt. It was great. I wore it for my last week's podcast and everything. But it was such a good time. That is the Virginia Jets fan club. They meet at AJ Gators in Norfolk, Virginia. If you're anywhere in the area, you're looking for a group of people to watch the worst games on television with, then you just go there and hang out with them because they are legit. It's a great group of people, great place, and the wings are good. And I don't say that about many places. Most of the times I'm disappointed with wings. I got the Gates of Hell flavor, and they were actually hot, but still tasted good. That's not every day, man. Either they're real hot, ridiculous, and they just don't. All you taste is the heat, or they taste good and there's no heat. Tasted good, and there was heat in there. You even had a crunch to them, which I like. So anyway, there it was. AJ Gators in Norfolk, Virginia. And for me, again, I want to remind you about the contest. Sub here, sub to full-time Coast Tour. You can get a shirt of your choice from the GreenBeanJetsfan.com merch store and a Manscaped Ultra Smooth pack. I also want to remind you that my new sponsor is Sports Memorabilia. It's the first link in the description of this video. It'll take you right to the Jets page. That link will take you right to the Jets page. There's a helmet on there I just might buy myself. It's signed by the entire Sack Exchange. I got all kinds of good shit, but it's not just Jets. It's everywhere. Click on that link, and you spend more than $50, and they will give you free shipping. And it helps the channel. I'd appreciate it. So there you go. And you can always support me on Patreon. We do the value for value here, which is if you think I add value, that's what you pay for. If it's $5, that's $5. You know what I mean? If it's 10,000, it's 10,000. Whatever you want, I'm in. So with that being said, I want to thank Y2K and Jeremy for spending this time with me. You guys always add to the show. I want to thank everybody. I'm Strike-Who. I'm really looking forward to hearing back from you, my friend. I'll peruse Facebook often and check out what it is. And thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys are the absolute best. It would suck without you, quite frankly. And you know that. And I'm glad you guys were here. And let's hope our Jets can actually put it together this week and do to the Bengals what the Bengals did to us in 2019. We were rolling. We had 2 weeks in a row where we scored 34 points each. We went into there. They were winless, and we thought we were going to steamroll them, and we lost. So let's do that again, but the other way this week, and we'll have a good Sunday. Oh, by the way, I'm not doing the Jetnation live stream this week. We're taking a week off, so I'll look forward to seeing you guys for the Colts game, for the live stream. But anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will see you next time.
There with high pressure in control. Man, that looks great.
Jets! Oh my God, it's so beautiful. 78 degrees, Jets football, and we're winning. That's what's going on today. That's why everybody's so psyched. This isn't no happenstance. This is a guarantee, just like Joe Namath said. See that?
There are few things in life you cannot put a price on. Loyalty, tradition, fierce passion. Today is a gigantic family reunion because finally, they're back.
I love Jets fans. You name one other organization that deals with the shit that we deal with and is still this passionate. Sure, you got the little segments, the dog pound. But look at the Patriots fans. They just had 20 years of there are kids, there are 20, 21-year-old, 25-year-old people in this world that are Patriots fans who have never known losing. Never in their entire lifetime. They were born into this Belichick-Brady thing, and they have consistently won. They've won 6 Super Bowls. They've been to 9 or whatever it is. And then when they didn't get in there, they were the AFC Championship game or the semifinals or whatever. And what happens the year that Tom Brady leaves? Dude, you have droves of people leaving the Patriots. These are diehard Pats fans. This is what they have. Diehard Pats fans
going to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. Why? Because I'm a fucking fan of Tom Brady. Bullshit. What is that?